Hey, thanks for tuning in again to American Garage TV. Again, I'm your host, Jim. Today we're here again at Jim's Speed Shop. And before me I have an array of parts, just a few of the multitude of parts that we bought for our stroker engine. None other than our 383 Blueprint Racing engine. Our crate that we recently got that you might have caught on a previous video just recently. This is just a few of some of the pieces or dress-up kit that we're going to go over that the customer had selected. So let's move on over. Obviously we've taken this out of our crate and placed this on our engine stand for now. These are really cool if anybody's interested in knowing about it. They're fully adjustable.
Who was that by?
These are snug. I actually don't know. It's the product is Pivot, and it just says Max. So right there. Actually, I caught wind of this of watching a video of somebody else's, and just stopped framed, and nobody ever bothered to explain about it. But it's a nice piece. So, anyways, we've got our obviously had to take off our carburetor, and today we're going to be discussing some dress-up kits and some of the things we're going to do, such as Serpentine Kit we'll get into later. Go ahead and plug that off.
Why?
So you don't get any dust or dirt or stuff down there. In fact, I actually had a customer, he won a 32 Roadster. Nice job. The motor, however, was, I don't know, just blindfold, slammed over their shoulder. It wasn't all that. But he was fiddling around with it, and somebody had a hodgepodge of hardware for the air cleaner. And unfortunately, one of the nuts or bolts fell right in through the carburetor. And obviously, he had gunned the motor, and it sucked up into the motor because I found it in cylinder number 6. What happens is when you gun the motor and that thing's going around, even in a split second, few thousand RPMs, what happens is it's like a ping pong ball, and it just shotguns and ricochets. And it pretty much scored the backside of the cylinder wall. The piston looked, shock pinged all to hell. It wreaked havoc. It was done. The motor was done. So we opted to get another Blueprint Racing engine. It was I believe a 355 and a little 32 Roadster aftermarket. And it was plenty of motor for that vehicle. Let's just put it that way. So this one comes complete, as we explained, has these chrome valve covers, but we're going to do a dress-up kit. And again, here, later, we're going to show you the Serpentine Kit, CVF Racing. Coming over here, we've got all the extra little goodies. Now, a lot of times when you buy stuff, you're not always going to get all the bells and whistles. So this carburetor is rated 650. It's a vacuum metering block secondary with electric choke. Actually, does not have the electric choke. That's what this guy is going to do. And you can buy that aftermarket. Actually, upgrade. And so it'll have a list of instructions. We've done these before. So basically, you're going to assemble this and incorporate that into the carburetor, and then hook this up to a 12-volt constant electrical. And then as soon as you turn that key on, you got power. There's a coil in here, and then there's adjustment when you loosen the 3 bolts. There's going to be forward and back, and what that's going to allow you to do is set the choke rather than having a manual cable. And I'm sure the customer's going to appreciate that. Next, let's talk about, we got our MSD plug wires. We went with these 8.5s. It's not normally necessary unless you've got a pro billet or high output with... What's that? You're ruining it.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. He couldn't read my lips or none of it. You see how I gotta be literally on your ass all the time?
You interrupted me.
Is that what you call it? Would you need your glasses on?
I am going to big slap the beep, 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 beep out of you. Before I was so rudely interrupted, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, And don't forget to hit that bell. Really appreciate it to help us elevate the show and get into those YouTube algorithms. So again, getting back to the wires, we've got both sets. We've got some Street Fires, 8mm, and then we've got the 8.5. Now these we bought because we're probably going to go ahead, and I can assure you once the customer sees that, these nice Billet Specialties wire loom. Okay, and we've got the one ball milled. There's another one with the Chevy emblem. I think they're out of Ford, so. But anyways, you're going to want to get a longer wire set that is not ready to use. You have to cut, select, and fit and crimp on the ends. Your boots, all that good stuff, dialithic grease. And when you route them through here, you're going to want to make sure everything is all nice and routed and tucked and the proper length, and it looks good. Other than that, we're going to dress it off with this MSD dust cover for the coil, and then she'll look MSD. Now, we're not sure what distributor that they opt for. It's possible it could be Pertronics. There's really, aside of Acel, the only big three that make distributors, or at least in the aftermarket world. Moving right along, let's go to the valve covers. We've got a nice set of core gaskets, now a steel core rather, that is, Felpro, and that is an item 1628. There's a few others out there. Molly, Mr. Gasket makes them. Hell, even Felpro makes some, and I believe they make the same one. It's either Mr. Gasket or possibly Felpro. I don't have it before me, in black, if you don't want the blue to show. And it's all about details. And then the valve covers. Now keep in mind, this is this customer's selection. This is his preference. These are by Proform Parts. They come plain. They can come black. They can come brushed. And they can come just plain aluminum. But then that's no fun because you'll be out there almost every weekend buffing and polishing that crap. Believe me, they'll look beautiful on day one. But when they start to tarnish and you got to bust your knuckles to clean them, it's crap. And you know what? I think we can get a good look right here. You can see it. So we're going to use these in place of this. So you can have this, you can have that. They're going to look pretty cool on it. Again, they were out of the Ford logo, so, you know. So let's get this back here. Next, and just to dress off, we never go without full set Verity Fasteners. These just happen to be studs that we'll go ahead and screw in. They're long enough with those. You have to understand, opposed to stamped steel, that's aluminum. You don't need this brace. And consider with these gaskets, it's going to be a whole lot taller and thicker. You're going to need something in the way of this stud here. And they have similar numbers, 400. This one's 7613. This is an 8-pack, which perimeter bolt, 4 each side, 8, that's all you need. They come in 8, 10, 8, 12, and 16. You screw these in, you can use a little bit of blue Loctite, and then up on your gasket. This is also has a crush ring in here, so you don't overdo it and crush the gasket. These are also ribbed, by the way. With that aluminum, they're going to seal up perfectly. And then you've got a 12-point stainless polished nut, and that's the dress. And then another goodie here is this 8-inch. Now, when you're doing a motor build or dressing off and it comes to the flex plate, which you're not going to see, but let's just say you're going to want to require a little more performance, or you're going to go to the drag strip. You need to select the SFI approved. Simple. You'll look in the description and it'll say non or SFI approved. In this case, these are SFI approved, but moreover, when you check with the manufacturer, you want to know the balance. Now, typically, if you see a counterweight front and back, that's external balance. Now, yes, in fact, when you look up this motor, and this one happens to be 38318 CTC-1, I believe, and it's external. You can go on their website, look that up, and if you're unsure, call a tech, and they'll be more than happy to answer your question. They've got great customer service. It won't be on hold for days like some places. And you know what I'm talking about. I won't mention any names. Anyways, you're going to go ahead and line up the keyway, 8-inch. We've also got an 8-inch billet timing pointer that's coming in. And you'll bolt that down. You could use blue or just a dab of, not a lot, a dab of red Loctite. And just make sure that it's just right across the thread, not too much, because this is going to ooze out. And then check with ARP and look up in regards to what your torque sequence is going to be. And unlike the heads, you're going to go right to the torque. They're also going to specify, I probably want to mention that if you're using, like when you're talking about torque sequences, are you using ARP lube? Again, you call the tech and they will tell you this stuff. What else we got here? We got a chrome water neck with the O-ring. These are nice. This is by Mr. Gasket or RPC. Summit Racing, unfortunately, doesn't sell these. I wish they did. A lot of the majority of the stuff, with the exception of this piece here, is from Jegs. The rest is Summit Racing. Now, to dress this off, we've got this billet aluminum by Billet Specialties right here. We've got a PCV valve. And then we've got the regular breather. These are push-in, and then we have just the traditional PCV valve, and it's all, again, preference with the customer. So we're probably going to go ahead, and I got these for him because I'm sure he's going to like this in combination with these billet aluminum wire dividers, and then probably instead of this one, he'll probably just go with that traditional one there. Moving right along to dress this off, piece de resistance. So we got a couple of air cleaner HRP. What it is these are by K&N, and they're reusable. They call them rechargeable. So what you can do is when they get dirty and scuffy and they stop breathing, you can go ahead and soak these down with a solution. They call it a recharge kit. Fortunately, it's still in the back cabinet back there. I should have brought it up. But Spectre makes them. ARP, Jegs even sells their own brand. You're going to have 2 bottles in the kit. One is your surfactant. That's your detergent. You're going to go ahead and spray the outside, lightly brush it with a soft brush. Use some warm or hot water, and you're going to spray in first and outward. Do not spray and inject that crap into the filter. And when you're done with that, you're going to come in here with an air blowgun. And if you've got like a turbo gun, that's great because it spreads the air. Watch the pressure. Don't want to blow the shit out of this. You're going to blow that again from inside, outward, and then you can probably wrap it in a towel, or if you have some desiccant bags, great. Set that outside a nice warm day in the sun. Let it dry. When that happens and you're dry, then you put a little mist. You can wear a glove if you want to in case you're worried about spraying your hand. And unless you want to be a sissy boy. And anyways, it's the oil. And it just a light mist. And then you recharge, you're good to go. Now this is the 4-inch. And then they have another one here, which is about half that, 2 inches. And the reason why we got this is because he's got a 4-wheel drive truck. And we're going to have the hood clearance. You can see the difference. And he may or may not want to have more breathing, more air cleaner, if he's out there bouncing around in the dirt and creating dust. And that's what's going to happen. So you always find that the 4-wheel drive applications will have taller air cleaner filaments. And again, these are K&N, the HRP, reusable, pretty much lifetime warranty. If you don't overcrush them and you take good care of them, they'll last you a lifetime. Pretty much. They can. Anything like that in life. You take care of it, it'll last. Looks like this guy's already open. Oh, did you want to see? All right. Now, you could buy this a little more pricey from Eddie Motorsports. Believe it or not, I was shocked. There's a reason for that. And most likely they're farming out their filter element with K&N. But it came with the K&N filter, which was nice. So this, opposed to stamped steel and the traditional 14x3 filter. And what's nice is it comes with, as I was explaining earlier, this doesn't have a whole hodgepodge of hardware. But you're going to see this nut right here. This is a 5/16 18 coarse pitch. You're going to want to lock that down with a blue Loctite, a little bit on the thread, and enough to reach up to where this nut's going to ride. Once you get this adjusted, and you may or may not have to cut this in order, because what you want to do is, when this is installed, this is your jam nut. This is going to lock the stud into the carburetor right here. In addition to that, you're going to have another jam nut to lock to the coupler nut. Same thing, blue Loctite, okay? And then once that's just the right height, as you pop this on, without over crushing, and you take your Allen wrench, I think that's a 3/16. When you tighten this down, this should be snug enough to where it's not going all over the place, or you've cranked this thing so hard that you crush the hell out of your air filament, air element. So let's go ahead and put this back. But that's the touch with those, at least that's the customer's preference with these valve covers. We had them on other engines, so it was real easy for him to take a look, a view, and decide, that's what I want. In fact, Mr. Cameraman, I think I ran out of parts to go over, aside of the Serpentine Kit, which we'll probably do on, what, another show?
Next video.
Let's go show him what this motor is going to replicate right over here. There you go, right here. There's the CVF Serpentine Kit, ceramic coated headers, which we're going to put on his car. You got aluminum heads. That one is another three-stroker.
It's just hiding
Blueprint
back here.
Racing engines. So, but that's it. And then, in fact, while you're at it, Mr. Cameraman, let's go show them one with the black ball mill. That's another hot feature. That's one's going to come up on the 37 Plymouth build.
Okay.
And that's currently, in fact, there will be a video coming out. We dropped off the engine at the machinist. We're still trying to get that guy underway.
Woo, God. That's another video. I don't even want to show that thing. That thing is sexy.
Right here.
Oh, God.
Look at this. A little dusty. You see, same kit as we explained before. It's CVF Racing, and it don't matter what motor it is. The only thing dedicated to the motor is the pump, the bracket, and that's about it. The rest of the components are the same.
Okay.
No different. And of course, you have the option to upgrade to higher amperage. I mean, that thing, we'll explain that in the video when we show you how to install on our stroker engine. But other than that,
All right.
I think I just exhausted all our parts. There's nothing more to show. I went over everything.
Just click the link for the part 2 of the video with the stuff on.
You know, for any of you viewers out there or someone that doesn't have access to the States, feel free to give us a call. My name's Jim, 770-932-8401. No, I'm not single. I'm married. But don't call me for that. Call me to inquire, Jim Speed Shop, to inquire about the parts you see before you. They're here for sale. We can sell them to you. We can provide them. Our email, if you'd like to email us, it's jimspeedshop@yahoo.com. That's Jim, the letter S, and then the word speed. So that's 2 S's back to back after Jim, and then the word shop, SHOP, @yahoo.com. Again, I'm your host, Jim. Thanks for tuning in to American Garage TV, and we truly hope that you'll like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the bell for further videos and more video content. We've got a lot to share with you. It's overwhelming. I know because the cameraman always tells me and reminds me. So again, I'm your host, Jim Speed Shop. Thanks for tuning in. We'd love to see you the next time. Catch you in the next video. Thanks.